Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're jumping right back into the APK for the new update, version 5.6. I know you guys are dying to see these new uniforms. I know you want to see what the optional uniforms are for them, so you can think about maybe uniforms to purchase for Black Friday with crystals, and you can also perhaps start ranking some of these uniforms up if you've got extra materials lying around and you really want to max out these characters as soon as you get them. I know, for example, one person watching, RTS, he's trying to get #1 Cable, so he's going to want to pick up this uniform ASAP, and he's going to want to get it to Mythic ASAP, and he's going to want to get all the optional uniforms to Mythic ASAP. So, with that being said, before I show you guys anything, I have to give you the standard, Netmarble, Marvel Future Fight disclaimer. Everything you are being shown as part of the Star Agent program and the APK is subject to change. I am a Star Agent, and this update is being provided to me ahead of time with a test account by Marvel Future Fight. So thank you very much to them, and thank you very much to Netmarble for allowing me to be part of the APK. And yes, everything does have an asterisk and is subject to change. And make sure, guys, for all these uniform talk, make sure you're going in every day and you're getting those uniform upgrade kits, my boy. You can get over 4,000 per month, thanks to that random person on Reddit that posted that title that I read as I was scratching my butt, because that's when I go on Reddit, when I'm scratching my butt. So here we go. Let's start off with Cable. Why don't we? That weird thing that happens there. So this is a 1050 crystal uniform, so it's a 1500 crystal uniform that will be discounted regularly to 1050, I believe, with a normal 40% discount. So that's why we call it a 1050 uniform, because we just always go by the price that gets deducted from it. Maybe it's not 10. Maybe it's not 1500. Maybe it's 1750. Yeah. So it's a 1750 crystal uniform that gets deducted to 1050 when it's on sale. So the Cable uniform is 1050. The Lady Deadpool uniform is also 1050. Regular price 1750. The Domino uniform is also 1050. You can see there it's 19 plus 19 plus 19 all attack, all defense. So that means with 2 upgrades, it's gone up 4%, which means it started at 15. When it starts at 10%, that's when you know it is a lower cost uniform. But if it starts at 15%, you can see Cables is in the same position. It's at 19%. That's when you know it is a sort of tier 2 or a more expensive cost. It doesn't go down to 750. It goes into 1050. Apocalypse, as you'll be able to see, I've only advanced it once, but he's already at 23%. This means that his goes all the way up to 35, which makes the Apocalypse uniform the same cost as the Thanos and Jean Grey uniforms, because these are for native tier 2, heavy hitters, the most expensive native tier 2 characters in the game. So that means that Apocalypse's uniform is 2,500 crystals. It'll be discounted down to 1,500 during a normal sale. And then I believe it'll be discounted to 1,250 crystals during the 50% Black Friday sale. So those are the 4 uniforms. Not a lot of uniforms, so we can sort of deep dive into all of them now. So for Cable, I only have 3 of the options unlocked. I apologize for not having more, but I ran out of uniform XP. I can't really farm any more XP for these characters. I've even used up all of my clear tickets. I could sit here farming, but I got to get this video out to you guys. So what do? Do I sit on my phone for hours farming, or do I make this video? I decided to make the video. So let's check it out. Let's check out what we got so far. So we've got Infinity War Black Widow for the first one, which is nice. We've got Hyperion Classic for the second one, which is a bit of a gut punch. Not a very popular uniform. Not a very great uniform. It doesn't buff Hyperion in a big way. So not only is the uniform itself not popular, but it's not even a uniform that buffs up the character a lot. This is Black Widow's second best uniform, and I imagine a lot of people purchased this anyways during Infinity War because they didn't have the hindsight knowing that Endgame was coming out for Black Widow again. So yeah, and then his third option, Cable's third option, unfortunately, is Rogue. So 2 ugly uniforms for Cable. One is paywall in Hyperion. One is completely free to play, but it's the ugly one. It's the ugly Rogue one. The only good thing is that this Rogue Age of Apocalypse does have some other good optionals. So you can cross-reference this using that website that I showed you guys from that Reddit mod, RJ. I mispronounced his name the last video. I really apologize. I kept calling him Urs. That's how you spell his name, but you pronounce it RJ. So yes, RJ's website that he made in conjunction with Pink Chode and other guys will show you what the uniform options are that Rogue applies to, because if you're gonna get it, if you're gonna get this uniform option for Cable, you might be getting some other goodies along with it. So that is that for Cable. The other thing I wanted to point out for Cable that I didn't originally is two things. One, Warping Crossfire has all defense down that stacks, ignoring immunity. That's pretty huge. It goes up to -55. That's a big deal. So Cable is going to hit like an absolute truck. Remember, or maybe you don't remember, but Cable up until now has been one of the highest damage dealing characters that didn't have all defense down as part of his kit. And so his damage was very fluctuate. It would fluctuate a lot. It was inconsistent. Sometimes you would hit that all defense down. Whoo, he hit that whoa, and then the bars would just start. You know, now he can do it all himself. So that's really nice. It's not going to make him necessarily better against Giant Boss Raid or Thanos Stage 2, but it will make him much better against Thanos Stage 1. And then, of course, in general, this uniform should be a big upgrade for him. So this is looking kind of like a must-buy if you have Cable maxed out. If you don't even have Cable unlocked yet, or if you have him at 1 star, you don't really need to worry about that just yet, especially if you have tier 3s. If you're rocking tier 3 Jean Grey or you're rocking tier 3 Sharon Rogers, it might not be necessary, but I don't know yet. I'm just basing it off of the uniform. You know, he might end up being godly, and I can't tell yet. Deadpool, on the other hand, I have all of the optionals for Deadpool, so you guys will be happy to know that you can get a full head start on all 5 optional uniforms, assuming you have all 5. So here we go. Mr. Fantastic Future Foundation. Again, Marvel Future Fight devs are pushing the new uniforms and putting them into optional uniforms sooner and faster. You know, Minerva it was released a year ago, and she's only an optional for like three or four uniforms. This dude was released like 4 months ago, and he's already an optional on as many uniforms. So they're pushing this one hard, but it's technically Mr. Fantastic's best uniform, so it's kind of good and bad. And then we got Angel X-Force. It's decent. We've got Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's decent. We've got Quicksilver Marvel Legacy. It kind of hurts because, again, Quicksilver just got a better uniform, but for those people that didn't pick it up and are sticking with Legacy because the new one is not a huge, you know, bump over this one, they can sort of feel good about this. And then the last one is Groot GOTG2. So Groot, Miles Morales, and Angel, super easy to get, super cheap. You know, Quicksilver, a little bit more expensive. There's 2 native tier 2 uniforms. Yo, check out the hair, though. That's pretty funny. So that hurts a little bit. I gotta say, that does hurt a little bit. That's a lot of black antimatter that you're gonna be splashing down to get those uniforms ranked up as optionals for this one. And actually, I want to do a really quick comparison just off the top here. So we have another Groot. We have Infinity War Groot, Homecoming. Okay, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Okay, I see the connection there. Wolverine, Marvel Now, Star-Lord, Infinity War, and Anti-Venom. So there's 1 native tier 2, and it's much worse. It's one of the worst uniforms in the game versus 2. So yeah, you could argue one is better, one is worse, but yeah, it is what it is kind of thing. We can't really take it back now. Domino, on the other hand, I also don't have all of the options like I don't for most of them because I just ran out of XP chips. So we can check out the first one here, Iron Man Team Suit. So really nice. It's Iron Man's best uniform. If you've got Iron Man and you're using him, you have to be getting this uniform in the first place. So bada bing. Then we got Yondu, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. They're pushing the Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We've seen Groot and now Yondu back to back. And then the third option is Sharon Rogers, Dark Star. So, you know, all free-to-play options, all good options. We got 2 Blast Heroes, and then we got Yondu. Hopefully the last 2 for Domino are good as well, and sort of, you know, not too painful to obtain and to rank up. Like, I don't want to see no Thanos or, you know, something nasty like that, Jean Grey. And then we see Apocalypse. Apocalypse, we can only see 2 options as well. So again, apologies for having incomplete information, but we've got Crystal Royal Suit. So that's kind of interesting. And then the second one is Doctor Strange Infinity War. So another native tier 2, but this one is a little bit better because it is, you know, his best uniform, and it's one that people have gotten years ago. So it is, you know, most people have already ranked up this uniform to Mythic for various reasons anyways. So those are the optional uniforms for all of these new uniforms, and they're all looking pretty tight one way or another. I know some people are sort of upset about Deadpool, but it does seem to be a pretty big upgrade. I want to take Cable into some quick preview skills to show you guys the new skills, because they tried to do a good job with skill canceling Cage and Karen, but or sorry, Cage and Kim, excuse me. But one thing that a lot of people I think are still curious about is Cable, because with his old rotation, let me just give you a really quick recap here, and I can show you with his base kit, it doesn't matter. With his old rotation, you would do 4, and because 4 would linger, you can see that the missiles would really take their time in coming out. You know, it's like a full second and a half. So that delay really gave you enough time to do 2, cancel 3, cancel 5, and then slam it all together. And that slamming all together is that chain hit damage where you rack up the number of hits in a row. And although in here in skill preview it resets the number of hits every time you do a new skill, in the game I don't think it does that. So it's really important to see whether or not Cable's new uniform has made it easier, harder, or the same to chain different attacks together. So this is the regular animation for his 4th skill. So we can see there's a delayed iframe, and then there's the delayed summon. So there's both a delay on the iframe, and then there's a delay on the summon, and then there's the beam. But now we want to know, can you cancel it? So we're going to try to cancel it into, what's his 2nd skill? We want to cancel it into something that doesn't have a long animation and doesn't have a lot of stuff. Okay, I think the 2nd skill is the best. So we're going to instant cancel 2 into 4. Okay, so instant canceling doesn't work. As you can see, if you instant cancel, it doesn't do anything because I'm instantly pressing 2 after 4 and it's just canceling 4 and interrupting it. What if I wait until I see the X? There we go. So you just have to pause a little bit. It's the same design as the old 4th skill. So check this out. We're gonna do 4, slightly delayed canceled 2, slightly delayed canceled 3, 5. Bada bing, bada boom. That is nasty. That is gonna put down insane damage. I can already tell. I mean, obviously I can't know with 100% certainty, but man, you're telling me Cable didn't lose any of his skill canceling nonsense? He didn't lose any of the skill canceling. And on top of that, on top of not losing any of the skill canceling, 4, cancel 2, cancel 3, cancel 5, on top of that, he gets all defense down on the 4th skill, up to minus 55%. And you're telling me he gets an additional 20% chain hit damage. He's rocking a CTP of rage, or sorry, I'm rocking a CTP of rage. He's rocking a CTP of energy naturally. So when you throw a CTP of energy on this clown, he's got 60% increased chain hit damage by 60%. That's a fat one. That's a fat one. Really quickly, I want to check the skill cooldowns. 8, 9, 15, 14, 16. 8, 9, 15, 8, 9, 15, 14, 16. 8, 9, 15, 14, 16. So they increased the cooldown on his 4th skill by 1 second from 13 to 14, but that's pretty nice. So I gotta say, the hype is kind of building for Cable, and I single out Cable in this situation because it's Apocalypse's 1st uniform and he needs the rework. It's Domino's 1st uniform and she needs the rework. We're going to do the same for Deadpool, but for Cable specifically, he hasn't gotten a uniform in longer than Deadpool has. It's been longer than it has for Deadpool, and this is a big change for Cable. He's getting a lot of new tricks, he's getting a lot of new effects, but they're still keeping the essence of the character. So he might be good with the CTP of Rage. I don't know, I can't say for sure. But I can say for sure with 99% accuracy that he's still going to be a bomb-ass, you know, he's going to be an intergalactic nuclear microwave with a CTP of energy, because that chain hit damage is disgusting. You can rack up 500-600 hits on that one combo, because we were almost at 400 hits just on the 5 skill. Because remember, every time you do a new skill in the little counter, it resets. So we hit 300 some odd hits. That was 3 enemies, I know, so you divide it by 3, but still. It's a ton of hits. So those are the uniform options. Those are the new uniforms, and that was a little bit of a closer look at both Cable and Deadpool. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you want to see next from the APK and the test build, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.